Hello. So I haven't done a live on here for a while, so I'm posting it about. But yeah, good to be back. So I'm just doing a video here about all the energy. Sorry, I'm taking my hair out and now I'm in the camera. Just doing this energy, the energy from the Lion's Gate, and this figure of 8. It's been coming, sort of downloading to me, or through my meditations. So this figure of 8, I do a lot of cleansing work with the core. And the core is actually what is healing within the earth realm. Right now, her core is awakening and healing. So we call this the solar plexus, actually, all to do with the mother love, and the earth element, in here with the liver, suppressed anger, trauma in the liver. So all of this is connected. Now, I, over the years, have discovered through my studies and my patients and my own healing, combination of all that, I actually thought the heart was the king, but actually I think it is actually the liver. It's the only organ that rejuvenates. So this area, I've been doing so much work on people here, sound healing and everything. So anyway, with the Lion's Gate portal is this figure of 8, and actually this is the crossover of the 8. Good at this, so this in and out. When I do sound healing, I come from here. So here there's no feelings. This is your iPhone on your earth body. Ways of communication are antennae to the consciousness. So here where I do my energy healing, it goes out the front and then back and then up around the front here and then back through and out round the back here. So I was trying to see, and I feel that the core here is actually where we have the solstice, winter and the summer. So it comes in and out here. So this is, we match the earth patterns. So the law of nature is what we're all awakening to. It's the only laws that you cannot mess with. Okay, and the earth is healing. She's a planet, she's healing, which means that all her cells on her body, which is us, we all have to heal as well, otherwise we're gone. And then we can see this happening right now. So we, by healing, have to communicate with our nucleus, like a cell. If we look at the laws of nature and the laws of science and put this together with spirituality, it does come to a point. And then that takes me to the pyramids, but that's another subject. But this triangle of 3, 6, 9 and physics. Science is spirituality. Spirituality is science. It's just the same word, to be honest. It's just a lot of manipulation. And we are in the middle of the end of this spiritual war that's been going on for a very, very long time, since the Egyptian times and the pyramids being built. And that's when our consciousness was cut off by the throat of the triangle here. Knock down the pyramid, we'd all see through the eye in all these different realms, and we'd see everything. But we'd probably die of shock. So we can't do that. So it has to be done slowly, like it's doing it now. Okay, so this Lion's Gate is this big portal, and actually this is the time of the summer where we should be opening our voice. So it's the core healing, and then coming up. I'm trying to figure out whether it's around the back or around the front. Okay, so I've got the figure of 8 so far, because I've connected all these points and these ley lines and what happens with the 12 months, with the 12 cycles on the earth, and it's actually how we should be living and how we should be connecting to our emotional body field, our spiritual field. And this is how we then communicate with the earth. And then the manipulation of the dark forces that are right here on the earth realm. They've been here for a year now. That's COVID. No, it's not COVID, actually. COVID is the healing of the earth, but they're trying to cover it up to stop the identity. I'm going off a bit. But so the Lion's Gate was big, yeah. But I do believe that all these gateways, all these new moons for me have been really painful transformation, because you see your shadow side and then it has to go and then the light comes through. So it used to be all on the new moon, and the new moon is where the pressure, then I believe the moon is actually the earth's trauma. So it's her darkness. And there's a big movement on it and it's pulling. So she's healing, it's leaving. But and then the new moon is actually us facing the dark. So the darkness, the earth is the dark. So our dark is here in the earth body. But the dark forces and the dark entities are two different things. Okay, so this is a big confusion. It has been a confusion for me and is out there at the moment, because there's a confusion of dark. Is it good or bad or whatever? Nothing is good or bad, but There are dark forces that do not want to be seen. The light to come and heal, and but do not want the dark to be seen, should we say. But the dark is coming. The pain, the trauma that the earth experienced is coming through us and through our body. So we have to remember all our traumas of our past lives and this life. And we have to experience them by resolving them. So we have to experience the feelings to understand love in the body. Love is to feel the truth. Okay, love is not sometimes nice when you're healing straight away. Okay, we have to remember that, say that, you know, to feel love is to feel your truth. And sometimes, I'm saying from my experience, I had a big wake up of quite deep trauma of sexual abuse at a very young age for many years. So it was very painful and it wasn't very nice. Not saying we're all going to go through that, but that's why I paused. But so when we wake up to these darknesses, but we are purging not just this life but past life. So since Egyptian times, if you go back that far, some may, some won't. But if you we have to face all our deaths and all our painful experiences, because the earth's been here since then, and that's what she's reliving. So, and we all have a soul contract, whether we are meant to go through and go through the earth's pain of healing with her or not. Now, there's no death. My near-death experience taught me a lot about life and death. And I had to come back down. But there we go. But I did meet angels and I learnt my purpose. So I'm here now, working with purpose and actually just speaking. Maybe I will instigate some dreams for people watching this video. I seem to be doing that. My powers and healing powers are getting very strong on the earth, as all of ours. As we heal, the goodness of the light comes through, as well as shedding stuff. And we're all being called to really go into our inner child and our traumas. And that takes a little bit of time, and it takes acceptance and surrender. And love is actually accepting. So there's the 5 elements. The 5 elements of nature is actually imprinted inside our body. And this is the star and Star of David. And then we only have this top point here, which is the love, which is the heart. Okay, but we can only experience this love and this joy if we accept everything of the body in the 4 corners, the 4 limbs, okay, underneath the neck. So we are the star. You know, you see that body. I've got many images, I could do it, but this is like this. Okay, so we can only connect to the heart and experience joy if we can only experience sadness, grief, loss, frustration, depression, anxiety. But we have to, at the moment, the issue is this mine I'm experiencing, or is this somebody else's? Or is this entities, the dark forces? These are the 3 levels I've been teaching quite a lot. And again, it's confused me, but teaching and helping others get through it's made me understand. And first of all, I thought COVID was actually the entities. But now I do understand that actually there's a COVID. COVID will come on Easter and Halloween, because this is the figure of 8 on the earth realm. And actually COVID is the same symptom as detox. So the earth's detoxing. And if it's treated correctly, can be a beautiful cleanse. I do Kambo medicine, which is another beautiful cleanse. And when we purge these low frequencies, they can release. So this is the discussion of the 3D and the 5D. The consciousness is raising up, but we still need to be 3D. There's a confusion. In my opinion, we still have to, the earth is 3D. That's what it was made to be, 3D. I can touch. I'm here. I can eat. You know, I can drive a car. I can manifest. I can have sex. I can have children. I can, enjoy food and drinks and, enjoy stuff. But the thing is, our 3D is only meant to be from the last 12 months, maybe 24. But we've got like millions, trillions of centuries. So it's very low frequency. So that's what we're purging, but we're still going to have the 3D. And I think we're probably going to go up to 11, actually. So, but yeah, I've been trying to understand this. But this is all the dimensions you see with the split atom. There's normally 11, 12 dimensions from the third eye. But this is going to take time, because obviously if we had suddenly started seeing and feeling in this, it would freak us out. I mean, I can feel when there's entities or different things around. But that's taking me time to understand. And I'm not worried now. Please leave me. Please, please go. And that's what I do for other people, clear them. So, if you have anxiety or panic attacks, number one, there's horrible things going on right now. People are ill. There's fires. And if you don't have any depression or mental health, that means you're not in touch with your body. Then it means you're not in touch with yourself yet. You haven't done any inner work, or you have narcissism or psychopathy is they're not in touch with feelings at all. So if you are in touch with your feelings and you're feeling these anxieties and depression and things like that, then it may be that you have an attachment of the dark forces. So if you've had a vaccine, you're basically just had a car crash of trauma on your liver, which means your body's been shocked. So it has disassociation, no blood in the field. So you're separated here. It's an attack on the spirit, on the pineal gland. There's no judgment, but what happens is it means that your electronic magnet field from your heart is down. So the forces that are outside will come into your bubble, in your bubble. Everything they're using, we're in this together, in the bubble, this is all correct. When manipulation happens, it's never a whole big lie. It's normally, it can be quite high truth, actually, you know, a big 80% truth, and then a big twist of 20 just to manipulate. That's how manipulation works. And there is manipulation in all the systems at the moment. It has been for a very long time, but we're waking up, so we're only seeing it now. And so the light and the dark has been at war for a long time, but we are just waking up. So it's like this, you know, the light and the dark fracture. So the yin and the yang sign is like this. There's no boundary. But what it's doing is pushing, and it will pop and get a strong boundary, because actually we need the dark will show us our light, and the light shows the dark, like the yin and the yang sign. Okay, but when it's broken, it manipulates, and you get this push and pull manipulation. So, you know, this narcissism empathy thing, the empathy creates the narcissism creates the empathy, and then you turn into one another, etc. Both persons need to go away and heal their inner child. Now, there is an issue with the male-female tendencies of behaviour and issues along that line, but I've been a male in a past life, so again, there's no divide here. Anything that causes a divide in humanity is the dark forces. That's very clear. So the trouble, I've got a son, and I've had very abusive issues with men, especially in my childhood. I was abused starting at the age of 6. And I had to get to a very, very deep place of forgiveness. And I met my perpetrator, my stepfather, and I sent him free to source for forgiveness. And this is only once I found out all this information. I had to know why these things happen on Earth. I asked my questions of why, and I researched, proper research. So what I'm saying is, so when you come to Earth, your soul is your soul. It's not male or female. And you come down to the Earth and you choose a male or female body. You choose who you're going to be. And so if you're a female body, you actually are more yin. So you have connection from the earth realm. So you have love from her. Whether you're aware of it or not, you do. If you're a male, the consciousness has been cut. So we're not aware that we're a lost civilization. There is loads of galaxies, loads of species, loads going on in the galaxy, and we have been cut off from that. So men are very, very deficient from this yang energy, this sun. When you look into Egyptian things and this consciousness, all right, you cut down those pyramids, I tell you now, we'd all have consciousness connection. We'd see and hear everything. This is what you happen when you heal your third eye. So this is the reason that men, this is my woman, sorry, this is my man, is more infiltrated from the darkness. So it's possession of the dark forces. I don't know how I got onto this subject. I tend to sort of weave in and out of different subjects. But it's because they all interlink. All these subjects are all connected. We are all connected. Another thing is that I just had to do a big detox flush because I didn't have the vaccine, because I've got enough trauma that I'm aware of things anyway, and I've been doing that a long time. And I know that it's a trauma on my pineal gland. But I did a liver flush because I could feel something in the air. I'm very aware of these things. And it's metal. I was like, what is metal? So I understand now that metal is the element of the soul, large intestine and lungs. And I've been doing some research. A lot of children actually in America have been tested, and they got lead poisoning. It tasted like I was being poisoned, and I hadn't had it. So basically what has been happening is if you're the earth is like this circle, she's a body. I know she's round, and but you close your eyes and you imagine that she's a female body, because she is in physics. Okay, that's what she is. And some planets are male, just like battery, plus and minus. Okay, but she is a body. So you just imagine that you're the earth, and she has we are her cells. Okay, so she's round, just not like shaped like this. All right, so she's an inside out body. That's how I imagine it. And she has actually all, like, the heart area is England, and which is why we've got a lot of mind manipulation here. This is a heart valve here. And then there's America. So you've got the Kundalini energy here. So her spine's trying to wake up, but that's why you've got a lot of manipulation in both these countries. And India is the liver, which is why it's got a lot of... Anyway, I've been doing this research. I've lost my train of thought again. Oh no, where was I going? Ding, ding, ding. It's gone. Anyway, oh yes, Mother Earth. So yes, so she's this circle. So the vaccine. So you've got to imagine now that the vaccine has been given to, say, half the population. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. So yeah, stats, there we go. For example, so even if you don't have it, you're affected by it because we're all consciously connected like this. So we're like a membrane on the earth. And I'm actually here to help the love vibration of the earth. I know that. Love vibration is to feel. So if we are all connected correctly to their mother, the earth, and then the heaven and earth connected, all these points in acupuncture here around the neck are heaven and earth points to connect heaven and earth together. And so you can imagine, like us, all these humans on the earth, if we're connected to our soul, our membrane is very strong, then we get to protect the earth as her children of the dark forces. Okay, and the dark forces are not to be, I mean, they are not to be feared, but you have to do your work to be kind of a warrior of them. Otherwise, they can cause. I mean, they can cause you to die. They cause me to die. So yeah, they are to be. I don't want to use the word fear. It's not to be feared. But I mean, this is what happened in Egyptian times. You used to have pharaohs and kings that would communicate between the gods to the humans to make this all safe, and that's why they were all killed off. And this is the problems with like kings and queens and pharaohs and things. So I've been looking into that, which is amazing, which makes a lot of sense. So it's not that they're feared, but they are there's strong powers. I mean, look at the earth has a very strong power. And so, and the other thing with the vaccine, so you've basically got this vaccine that has caused a big trauma. It's like having a car crash, really, if you have a vaccine, or a big dose of toxins that your body doesn't recognise. Whether you have an opinion that it's good or not, it doesn't matter. It's still something in your body that's artificial. So what happens is your liver goes like, ugh! It's like a trauma, it's like an emotional, energetic car crash. So it disassociates and everything gets disconnected for a bit. And then slowly it'll come back. But it'll come back with different symptoms and issues because it's healing. And that's what's happening to people. So there's truth, it's fact. And so if that happens on everybody on the earth like this, then it affects her body. Okay, it affects her body and her soul, and she's trying to heal, and then there's a spiritual attack. So this is the meaning of the spiritual war. Spiritual, again, has been a word of confusion. I'm not spiritual. We're all spiritual. Okay, I don't plug myself in to get up and walk around. All right, I don't need power to light up. So if you're alive, you're spiritual. Okay, your heart's pumping, you're spiritual. If you look at a healthy cell like this, it has a nucleus in the middle, and it has communication membranes if it's healthy. When it's not healthy, the communication lines are dead. That's what happens to us. That's what happens to a cell. It's what's happening to the planet. This is laws of nature. This is science. Again, spiritual. So this membrane is the communication line. So you'll find in this time as well, while the dark forces have been here for just over 12 months, March 2020, they told me they were coming. So the darkness, the war has been going on in the galaxy since the Egyptian times, but March 2020, the dark forces came into the earth realm because they knew the earth was going to wake up. 2020 is the chromosome number of the human race. 2020 to 2030 is my estimate. We've got 7 years to transform cells. Okay, you rejuvenate cells, and the number one organ that does that is liver. Okay, which is why I'm a liver fanatic. So liver flush, Cambo, sometimes mushrooms, but this has to be used very carefully at the moment because there's entities and things on the vein. So someone like me, if you don't know how to clear an entity, or you're doing it with someone who doesn't know, then don't do it. Because you're going the mushrooms or the psychedelic thing to clear depression will take you down to the trauma, and when you're down there, if there's any entities, it will attach onto you, and you won't be able to clear it off. I've had a lot of people with suicide panics after ceremonies because it's the person can't clear, it's not light enough to clear the forces out of the room before it's done. Also with Kambo medicine, even with ceremonies of opening up the heart, cacao and meditation, even speaking to someone about your painful emotions can give you an attack, can give you the palpitations, especially at night time. No one's sleeping. This is because people have attachments. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of a video about it. I'm going to just start doing some I'll do a little sound healing now. If I post this about, just put any questions or any information. If I know the information, I'll give it to you, and if I don't, I'll go and find out in good ways, what you need. So if you're getting headaches, if you're not sleeping, or have lots of issues with relationships of any sort, because people have, if you have an entity, you won't be fully in control of what you're saying, doing, or feeling. Just suddenly remember, there are shape-shifting forces that hop onto your spine, and communication between the neurons gets manipulated. It sounds quite harsh, but once you face it, you don't fear it, and I've had years of it, so I understand it. And this is a pure example, like if your phone stops working, and your telly and the computers, or your car and all of this. So the phone is a symbolism of your head communication. So once we're all connected, we won't need mobile phones. So my telepathy skills, because obviously it's my job and I've had an awakening and passed and all of that, so I it's much stronger now, and I know that this is what everyone, that's why I've got it, because I'm helping people come awaken. And when we're awakened, we won't need mobile phone. Okay, so but anything that goes wrong with the phone or it's not working, it means you're not connected, or you're not connected to the spirit realm. And these reasons of not being connected to the spirit world means that you've got an attachment, or you've had the vaccine, so you're disconnected from your body. So a lot of spiritual can't connect to my spirit guide. Well, it depends who you're around. If you're around the vaccine, or you haven't purged your body, it's for safety. They won't connect you to the spirit world because there's a war up there, and then you have a much more severe entity attack. So there is hope after this, by the way. We've got a few years of this, but this spiritual war, this energy war of all these sort of energetic forces and species and stuff, it pushed me, because it was in hell, basically, and this is what's going to happen, or we all have been for a while. It pushes you to connect to yourself. The only thing that can save you is to connect to your higher self and your inner child. So when you connect to your higher self and inner child, your internal soul becomes fuller and fuller, and it doesn't have these fractures in it, so the dark can't come in, and then so you shine, and your bubble, your safe bubble is your own bubble. Okay, so they can just you can come and just borrow a bit of my light. It's not a problem, because my boundaries are really strong. It's fine. They don't have any soul, these entities. That's all they want. They want a bit of love, but it's just not got to come in. So we have to make our love really full and pure. But to do that, we've got to go in and get our darkness. I had to go in and I had dark demons in me from my abuse. It was my fault. But because of that, I had to change my behaviour. I had to clear that all out, and then I transformed. I'm not the person I used to be. I don't react how I used to be, but I didn't have to. You have to face your things. This is this identity, facing stuff, and that's what they're trying to do with the mask as well. Is just cover up your true self coming through identity. Children not being able to see, and your self-expression. If you don't say how you're feeling, you don't open your heart. But be very careful. I was mentioning this before. Where to open your heart to? Because I've had this actually recently, because I can feel how strong it is since the dark forces are here. If I start talking about emotions, and it's not in a safe space or a safe person, they might have it just hops to me in my field. And if I don't know, I know how to clear, but if I go to sleep and then haven't cleared, I'm like, what's going on? I've got some. Where did I get that from? So. Fascinating times, should we say? But the light and hope is, I've seen I've seen in my visions and insights and stuff, the future, the earth is a very, very beautiful place. of manifestation, and Eden, the Garden of Eden, and flowers, and there'd be less buildings. We won't need all this protection so much, so it'd be very green. The reason we build these massive field houses is to protect ourselves from the darkness and stuff. So the nature will grow. I've noticed lots of trees sort of dying, and that's her liver dying, but it's, and obviously the fires and everything is horrific, but this is her anger and her releasing toxins. That's what I was trying to say before. When the vaccine's gone up through us, it goes through us and to her. We are on her, we're her children. But this is this mother trauma, this abandonment, all these issues we have with our parents. Our soul goes right down to the earth. We've been severed from the earth at the consciousness, our true father and our true mother. I actually think that we should come down to earth, not through the womb. That's another subject that was given to me, actually, about why there is the fight of Isis in Israel. It's the womb of the earth. So the earth in the circle has the same organ system as us. So you can see how cultures behave, like India's the liver, Sri Lanka gallbladder, the wisdom and things, and England's the heart with the humour and the singing. America being the willpower, and sort of is the kidney. Like I said, I haven't worked out all of them. I'm a bit confused about Australia, so if anyone's got any insights, but I do think the gut is, I think Germany's the lungs, and then the gut's sort of Greek, or Egypt's up here. It's the throat. This is why you have the 10 Commandments. So I've been to Egypt a couple of times in the lockdown because they give me a lot of information. So you can get information. Anyway, let's do a little meditation. So I do a lot of sound healing, and so I'm a qualified acupuncturist, and now I'm since my near-death experience, I'm and after that, obviously, I've hit deeply healing myself. So my frequency is very clear. So when I send healing, I can send healing very, very far via phones and things, and I can literally open up your vortexes. And so it's a bit like I can do acupuncture by sound. So I just close and I connect, and I astral travel to your soul, and I'll clean it, find out the soul past. So my sound healing is getting stronger and stronger, which is amazing. I helped someone have a baby the other day, which is exciting. So let's do a little bit of healing. I'll just turn this down a bit. And if you need, I'd maybe do it if you need any advice on clearing stuff. So you could, what I'll do is I'll do it on here actually. So let's just close your eyes, connecting up the crown chakra and the third eye chakra to the father light energy from above. Taking a deep breath through your nose. When we breathe through our nose, I want you to feel your abdomen out like this, and then push your abdomen in. Breathing is very figure of 8 again. We actually have been taught to breathe, not taught because a child doesn't breathe like this, but we habitually breathe in through the nose, and we sort of breathe our belly in, especially if we're rushing around. I've learned to do it now, obviously, the other way for many years. But I remember when I first did this. So, and then when we breathe like that, so just feel how you're breathing. Now, if you've done breath work, you're probably doing it the other way around. But what you should do is feel in that the point of breathing is to send oxygen to your 12 organs and 3 jowls. See these numbers? 3, 12, 6, it's all there. But if you don't breathe properly and you breathe in and you're in stress mode, you will do this, which means you're breathing like that. And so you're not taking the oxygen down. All right, so all these organs under here don't get any oxygen. This is the number one reason to activate cancer, internal cancers. I studied this 8-9 years ago before COVID. And then what do they do? Put a blooming mask on your face. You know, the thing is, the truth is there. Yes, cover your mouth so you don't cough. But really, if you've got a good immune system, the cough, I mean, I could have 10 people cough on me. And even if I get a virus, I'm quite happy because it's a detox. Do you mean it's just mindset? And I've had COVID quite bad because I do have quite a lot of internal things going. So I'm not knocking that because I know some people have passed, obviously. And that I do think that's why I passed, actually. But anyway, jumping off to, yeah, it is serious. I know it's very serious. I'm very angry. But what I'm saying is, The long-term effects of wearing a mask override what it does for the virus. But that's how manipulation works. They use truth and then twist it. And that's where we believe, yes, wear the mask. It's going to keep me safe. Yeah, keep you safe from one little droplet. But what it's actually going to do to your breath work, it's going to just kill you off in another way. So having no oxygen to your body is starvation of cells. I mean, if we breathe properly, we hardly need food. You know, so it's life force energy. It's the one thing you need for life, especially through the nose. Plus, the earth needs our carbon dioxide. And that's another reason she's on fire, because no one's been breathing properly. So she needs us to breathe out. And we haven't for a whole year. So she's effed now as well. So, as we close our eyes, put your left hand on your heart, right hand on your solar plexus. This is your left side, your mother's side, right side, your father's side. This is energy, yang, yin, internal energy. I do this because this needs to be open and this needs love. Okay, so we're just holding ourselves. Hold your inner child, connect to yourself, your higher self. Your soul comes through as your inner child is a way to connect. So just connecting up with the crown chakra and the third eye chakra to father love energy from above. So whether you're sitting, I'm sitting, so I'm just going to imagine the roots of coming out of my bottom, which is quite amusing for children and adults. Roots through your feet. My feet are on the ground. If you can do this lying down, when I do it with clients, they're lying down. You can imagine your spine, everything connecting from the pineal gland down, and you're connecting to Mother Earth. She is dark, okay? She is yin. She's a much feeding nutrient. Like, I want you to surrender your body, surrender this energy, all of this energy. To imagine it rich and dark and muddy, and she's sending you love. She's got the memories. It's this. Imagine yourself in the grass, in the mud, or in the water. This is all water. All of this, but just understanding this yummy darkness, yummy darkness. Different to the dark forces that don't want the earth to awake. This is very important. And to connect. So just to breathe and connect down, however you're sitting. And use your in-breath through your nose. Make your belly as fat as possible, as full as possible. And then breathe out. Do a couple of big breaths from in and out. Purging breath. And the intention is to clean out the system. We clean our skin and our shower. We have a shower and a bath, but we don't really clean this system, do we? Inside, especially if we've been wearing a mask. Even if we don't, we need to do this regularly. Have my organs had any oxygen? You'd be amazed. You do some breathing and you suddenly don't feel hungry. Because what food does, it's not negative, but what food does is it gives your organs an energy field. But you can do it through breath, right? Especially if you're going through a detox. Oh, so keep doing it. In, out, in. So just connecting down this soul and this body and this inner child and this higher self, connecting down to your Mother Earth, asking for your protection and asking for your love. We also need to give our love, and our Mother Earth is not going to serve everyone right now. I promise you that. Because we are not serving her. So it's like a body. If you have cells that are not working for you when you're ill, they'll be gone. And unfortunately, that's the way. So this is what my videos are about, is you connecting to your soul and being in your field of connectivity and higher self and in your purpose, serving the earth and being connected as one. Then this, who do I work for? I work for spirit. I work for spirit now. These forces are much bigger than any government. There's governments up there in the galaxy. If you connect to your soul, we all have a purpose here on earth. And if you're not connected to your purpose, then it's not here on earth. then you will pass with the wave, sadly. But there is no death of the soul. The soul will leave and it will go somewhere else. And maybe you'll come back down to earth, hopefully when she gets through this war. Who knows? But this is truth. So my job is to save as many souls as possible for the life of the earth. Because if there's no earth, there is no humanity. And this is what is going on over the next few years. And it's very serious. So I honour my work and I honour my heart. I put my hand on my heart and I honour this work and I honour this video and I send it out to the right people to see this. And we connect down. We connect down to Mother Earth, connecting everything from the throat down, all the emotions. And we allow, when we actually connect to ourselves, we actually get in touch with all the emotions that we haven't felt for a very long time. And this sometimes is not pleasant, but it's not forever. And remember, they've been stored for a reason, because now is the time to release. Oh, so just asking anything that's attached onto any of these bodies just to be released. You breathe through your nose now, and then breathe through your throat, Ujjayi breath. Keep using that diaphragm with the intention of that yummy, yummy oxygen that's feeding you, going through the nasal passages. These nasal passages here, the exit points of the lungs. When we use the heart and the lungs, then our Wei Qi aura expands, our electric magnetic field. This is our bubble. It protects us from any entity, virus, bacteria, parasite. It blows up. You're blowing it up with your breath work. And the more you work with dealing with your traumas, the more that this can shed and you can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I want you to breathe through the nose. And keep the breath now with the mouth closed. Use the throat. Ujjayi breath. So the oxygen goes in. Your intention of this oxygen is to push it into the system, into your tree trunk. Right into the tree trunk, especially this one. This is your stomach and your core. This is where a lot of untruths in the spiritual. Spiritual is 90%, physical 10. All right, so you want to do a detox, do a spiritual detox. 90% of the spiritual world has been toxic. This is the toxins we're dealing with on top of what's going on and then on top of your lifestyle. So having my hand on my heart, I'm just going to send vibration here to the chakras. I'll do some sounds, probably these upper ones for the moment, just in here. Tell yourself, or ask yourself, I'm learning how to love myself. I'm learning how to connect to myself. I want to connect to my higher self and my soul purpose to help me right now and help anyone else right now on earth and help the earth right now. Asking the earth's energy to help me, and I will help you by connecting to my soul and my higher self. My soul has had many, many lifetimes. I came to earth and I have chosen to be here for 2020 as well. I've actually chosen, everyone who's here now has chosen to be here for this experience. Once we accept these truths, it's much easier. There's true information. When you hear true information, your body reacts. So some of the stuff I say is not that great to hear, but your body knows it in the gut that it's true. And if it doesn't resonate or suit you, then you don't need to watch it. It's fine. It's all divine timing. Stretch your arms. This opens up the heart. You can do anything you want here. You can just play around. This is the arms. You've got your lung channel down here. You've got your heart channel. You've got your pericardium, which is the muscle around the heart. All of this here. Open it up. Use your breath. Use this neck. You know, you've got all your hormones here. Apart from your adrenals. Thyroid. Why we got menopause issues? Everything here. You know, clear this neck. This is your voice. This is your connection to your higher self. This is the energy fields they've been blocking for thousands of years. Toxins will shut you off from this area of your body because it's protecting you. Okay, so when I had disassociation, I was not connected to my body for 30 years. So I'm not sitting here going, I'm light and love and angelic, perfect, you know. In 30 years, I was not connected to myself. But that trauma woke me and I connected straight up. And this is what's happening to all of us right now. So it's a choice. It's a choice. You know, this pineal gland is your third eye. When our third eye opens, you can see everything within yourself and you can see everything outside of the truth. The truth is the truth. There's no hiding. Okay, there are forces that are trying to cover this up. So let's keep stretching. Oh, surrender. Surrendering into whatever pains need to come up, need to detox and release. Bring your hands back the other way. I normally keep them like this when I do soul retrieval work, but maybe we can move them round. So this one is the mother, the yin. Just bring some of that into the spleen as well. This earth element. I love myself. Learning to love yourself is learning to look at your own truth. Doesn't mean I love. What does love mean? Questioned this a long time. All right, so to love myself, to truly love myself, I had to know who the F I was. Who am I? What's my life? What's going on in here? I'm still learning. So, and this is your yang, the energy field. All right, this is more daylight and male energy. Yeah, and we need these men back. You know, we need yin and yang. On the heart. Just using your breath as I bring these sound vibrations through to the body. I want you just to keep connected. So imagine your crown chakra, mine's really open, which is lovely, which means I'm able to send this energy through to you. Well, with support from spirit above, I can feel. This energy comes through the crown here. This is COVID, the crown, by the way, waking up the crown. So it opens up, brings the light to the third eye, and the third eye travels back here. So this is your communication network. And then it lights up all your neurons on your nervous system. And your nervous system is what holds all the trauma. So when you clear the trauma, we have straight communication to our soul. So first of all, if there's difficulties getting to the communication of the soul, then we need to release the traumas and the pains. But once we do that, now I've done quite a lot of work on this, like years. I still do work on my inner child. It's an end, but I can go and directly go to spirit. But the moment you first start to meditate, especially a lot of people having a problem with it, when they go in, they feel like crying and they're depressed and they're not getting any connection to spirit. Why? Because the dark forces are here. Because you need to do the inner child work first, clear the low frequency of the past soul or this life, trauma, then it's safe for this connection. This is why. So whatever you're feeling as I send these vibrations, just allow it to come. And if you need to cry, if you need to feel anger, if you need to feel guilt, grief, go and write down what you feel and find out where it's come from. It's normally come from somewhere. The soul it's a trauma that it will teach you something when it's healed. My gifts came once I healed the trauma. So there's always polarity. You don't have a pain, you don't have light without dark, you don't have hot without cold. So when you go into pain, when you see the pain, you have a gift of love. It's like the more you can go in, the more you get light. All right, so there is a gift of the rainbow on the other side. The rainbow is the chakras opening and the pot of gold at the end, hence why they're using the rainbow, okay? The rainbow is the chakras, and the light being the soul, and the gift, the heart of gold, the bottom, and the gold tip on the pyramid. It's all connected. Everything is all connected to the ancient civilizations that were connected to the stars and the spirit world and consciousness right from above. And then we got shut off. But we're awakening, and it's a beautiful time, but it's going to be a bit murky, messy, and it's going to take a bit of hard work. Okay, I'm just going to close off a little bit. I just did a little example of like my meditational sound stuff at the end there, so you can tune in. If you get anything from that, you got any questions, or if there's any questions that I could do a little video on, just give me a shout. Oh, I feel nice and connected now. So yeah, lots of love and truth. Okay, speak soon.